Hello, I'm Josie. In the last video we talked about core strengthening to try and find that ideal pelvic position, the neutral pelvis, and we had a little mini routine to really strengthen up the core muscles to help maintain that position. In this little video we're going to be looking at building a girdle of strength, so we're going to be using some of the more global muscles as well. And with that we have this kind of corset effect, as I say, building a girdle of strength to add support, strength and stability to the spine through movement. So we're going to have a few little warm-up exercises. We're going to build on the neuromuscular activation exercises that we did last time. So when you're ready, lying down with the knees bent. And this time we're going to have the knees and feet together. And this time you need to have your arms outstretched to the side. And just breathe. Get that mind-body focus going. Again, if you're new to Pilates, you'll be able to do some of this. Just look out for your modifications and drop back when it gets too difficult. Okay. So as we inhale then, we're going to arch the back. So this is familiar from last time. And as we exhale, scoop, hollow and tuck. So start to feel what's going on in your body. Switch off muscles that don't need to be working right now. We need this to be nice and free. Nice flowing movements. Get the coordination of breath and movement going. And you can do these on their own, as I say, just build up nice and slowly. Now the next time you inhale, you're going to let the knees drop out to the side. Some of you will have knees that drop down to the floor quite easily, so please do control it. And as you exhale, you bring them back together. Arch. And the whole time focusing on that core connection as you exhale. And then as you inhale, you can open up a little bit more with the chest. Roll the arms back. And as you exhale, you can roll them forward. So inhaling, opening up. Exhaling. Feel what other muscles you can find when you move your arms. Last time. Coordination is always hard. You'll be focusing on one thing and you'll forget all about the other. Get that nice pelvic tilt. And then come back to the centre. So we've got some planks, side planks today, which they're pretty tough on the arms, shoulder, neck area. So we're just going to do a little bit more work for the neck, arm, shoulder, and start to get the spine moving with a spine twist rotation. So I want you to let one hand, let's say the right hand. So the right hand is going to roll back towards your ear. The left hand is going to roll down towards your foot. And I just want you to keep that going and only use a range that suits you. And see which way the head wants to go naturally. So my head is going towards the arm that's rolling back. Alright, take the feet just a bit wider. Some of you may need to take the feet even wider than that. And I want you to think about moving your knees in the opposite way. They don't have to go all the way down to begin with. Inhale back to the centre and then exhale. So we'll slow it down a little bit now that we've got the legs involved as well. The movement is a lot bigger. So bringing out the arms. And again, make sure that this is comfortable. we're just preparing the body. Trying to get rid of tension in the body. So relaxation, first principle of Pilates for me. And you can pause and stop and relax any time during the course of this little routine. Let's do that one more time, each side again. You can use this on its own and focus and concentrate just on these small movements. Extremely valuable without anything else attached. And come back to the centre. Okay. So I want you to make sure you have a nice neutral pelvis. Hip bones, pubic bone on the same plane. Thinking about the distance between the hips and the ribs. So we need to warm up with the 100. And we need to take it so that everyone can get involved here. Arms running alongside the body. As you inhale, feel the rib cage opening wide. As you exhale, maintain neutral as you pull up the pelvic floor. Almost feel those hip bones drawing in towards each other as these muscles contract. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, I want you to let one knee float up. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, begin to lift the upper body. Maintain neutral. As you exhale, up you come, arms running alongside the body. Inhale to prepare, you have a visual now, and as you exhale, let that second leg float up. Hump the arms up and down. 5 to inhale, 5 to exhale. Drop the shoulders, stay on the tips of the shoulder blades. Head and shoulders down anytime you need a break for the neck, or have one hand resting behind the head for a couple of sets of 10, and then switch arms. If you're feeling it too much through the hip flexors, front of thigh, drop the heels and continue. You can still take the legs further away. For those of you who want to work harder, that's what you're going to do. You're going to move the legs further and further away. Those of you who are very strong may need to take your legs lower, but we're still warming up. So all I want you to do here is coordinate movement with breath and the core contraction. Think about where the breath is. It should not be down here. It needs to be up into the rib cage. So just a couple more breaths here. I'm afraid I can't count and talk. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're feeling your body warm up, very effective warm-up exercise this if you're doing it at the correct level. And then bring the knees back to tabletop, hands behind the head. As you exhale, you're going to stretch one leg out and you're going to touch the elbow with the floor. Come back to the centre, exhale to the other side. Now you can speed this up if you like. You can do as many sets as you wish. So when I'm working core, rectus abdominis, they are the trunk flexors, they lift the body up. Core muscles, stabilising muscles, they're maintaining stability through the pelvis right now. Push the head back into the hands. This isn't elbow to knee. We're also activating external obliques now as well. So the more global muscles, the muscles that are involved in movement. Now you can build up to 10 sets there if you wish. Otherwise, we need to take the feet down, roll over onto your side and move back. Beginners level 1, you're going to be staying right here with the knees bent. Get the elbow underneath the shoulder, shoulder away from the ear. And as we exhale, let's lift the body. Now you don't have to go anywhere, you can stay here. Those of you who want to, you need to come down. For those of you who can, and lift up. Check the neutral position. Make sure that you're not hunched in like this. But also make sure that you're not flaring the ribs. Ribs, hip bones connected. From there, those of you who can, stretch out the top leg. Maybe lift it a little bit higher. Just touch. Let the hip kiss the mat. And then, for a more advanced level, you can stretch both legs out. You can work up to 10 of these if you wish. But we're just going to do 6 or 7 here. And I'm going to spin round and face the other side. So coming up, spin the knees a moment, give yourself a little bit of a stretch there. And then coming down onto your front. And then as you inhale, we're going to take a few swan dive preps. So take a little bit wider. Push down through the pubic bone, roll the shoulders back. As you inhale, you're going to push yourself up. And then as you exhale, you can stretch the legs and just roll through. So very gently, very controlled. And then coming back down. And then one last time. Pushing down, coming up. And coming back down. Now we're going to come up into our front plank position. Choose a position that is good for you. So, pull up with the belly and lift up. This time you're going to have your fingers touching, thumbs touching. Level 1, as you exhale, just go back to the knee lifts like we did for the core. Exhaling as you stretch away with that heel, get the shoulder blades down onto the back. Level 2, just to get you up into position. And then you're going to hold it. Let's take little hip dips. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Watch the neck, watch the shoulders. You don't want to be sinking between the shoulder blades. Equally, you don't want to be overarching. So it's like you're drawing a little semicircle. And again. And then over. One last time. And over. Just rock back and forth. And then knees down. Throw yourself back down. Let's take a few more swan dives. So, feet apart. Hands into position. Inhale. Push down with your toenails. Push down with the pubic bone. And you come up as far as feels good. And then you can rock down. 5 all together. Inhale. Exhale. Really stretch away with the legs, by the way. Keep the legs very, very strong. That's going to help keep the position nice and safe for you. 2 more. And the last one. And release. Sit back into child's pose for a moment. And we need to get ourselves set up for the side bends on the other side. So decide what your position is. Don't move on until you're ready to move on. So taking a more advanced position will just end in injury, not better results. Better results come with practice and attention to form. So pull the ribs in. As you exhale, you can stay there, or you can come down. Push away the whole time with your forearm. Really press down into the ground. You'll see it makes a huge difference to how you feel in the neck and shoulder. So the problem is that we tend to let the arm prop us up when we should really be using the torso muscles, pelvic floor, pull back with the lower belly. And then if you wish, you can take it up to the next level. Inhaling down, just touching. Exhaling up. And release. So one of the trickier exercises, but not quite as tricky as our last one. So we are all going to take it from a much easier level. So just feel those muscles stretching out there. Turn around and sit up. So from here, you're going to be holding just behind the thighs. Some of you are really going to struggle to sit up, even with the knees bent. But I want you to just try and come away from this posture and do the best you can to find those sit bones. They're the bony bones that you can feel. You've got the tailbone in the centre, and then either side, right at the base of the buttocks, you've got 2 more bones. And we refer to them as the sit bones. And as you exhale, engage your core muscles. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, you lean back. You just hinge back from the hip, because we're coming up for teaser. I'm actually going to move down a little bit. You might have to do that as well. I'm just going to lean back. Just a very slight altering of the position of the pelvis so that you feel the core muscles kick in. Now for some of you, you're already going to be feeling this. You definitely don't want to feel it in your back. If you feel it in your back, it's because your core muscles aren't supporting you. So line of vision will be straight ahead. Those of you who can, you're going to take the arms alongside your body, draw the shoulders back. Next level up would be simply to lift a foot. As you exhale, take it down. Exhale. Keep lengthening the crown of the head up to the ceiling behind you. The next level would be to lift. I'm already shaking. And lift. From there, you'd have straight legs. You can always hold on behind your thighs. And then you can continue to tap down and lift. I think that's even harder than the full-blown teaser, but we're going to give the full-blown teaser a go now. So from there, you can come all the way down. The problem with the teaser, of course, is those of you who've got hyperlordosis, that excessive curve in the back, where you don't have the strength through the abdominal muscles, you're not going to get up off the floor. So that's a good variation for you. Arms back behind you. Tight hamstrings will also prevent you from having straight legs in your V shape. Inhale, exhale, engage, and as you exhale the next time, we're going to roll up, legs as well. So it's early in the morning for me. I'm a little bit stiff, and then smoothly down you come. Smoothly curve through the spine on the way down. This is advanced. If you haven't done Pilates before, you're obviously not going to be doing this. Inhale. And smoothly down. And one last time. 3 to 5 of these is enough. And release. Next time you're up, stay up. So I'm going to connect with all of you who stayed doing the easier version. I think it was easier. It was supposed to be easier. And now you're going to bend the knees and you're going to roll through the spine. So give the back a nice stretch. Inhale back, exhale up. If you find that really tricky, then find another way of breathing is fine, but you do need to breathe. If you want more of a tucked position, you can hold on to your shins, you can introduce some balance. Whatever happens, you're using your core muscles to control. Next time you're down, stay down. Okay, so I'm going to take the feet down to the ground. Take your arms nice and wide if you've got space. Bring the feet a little bit closer. And then as you exhale, I want you to take your knees over to one side. If they don't touch the ground without your opposite shoulder lifting, get a ball or a block or something underneath the lower knee. You can ease the top knee down if you want to get into the outside thigh, deep into the glutes there. And you can stay there for as long as you like. We're just going to take 3 breaths. You can turn your head in the opposite direction to get a nice spiraling sensation. And come back to the centre. And I want you to move in the other direction. So over you go. Keeping the shoulder down, which means you may need some support under the opposite knee. Don't force that other knee down. Just breathe. And coming back to the centre after you've done your 3 breaths, or however many breaths you want to do. Really important that you do take your breaks and rests rather than jump up and go about your daily business, your daily tasks. So I just want you to relax, get those shoulders away from the ears. Again, if you're more comfortable with your knees bent and knees together, that's fine, or head resting on a small folded blanket, that's fine too. Just breathe and relax.